today it's my pleasure to introduce who is not only our new special guest on WCast, but also the first cast member of Mad World to appear exclusively, Marvin Kaplan. From what I've heard, pretty much all the comedians in Hollywood at the time wanted to be in the picture. Were you offered a role, or did you campaign and audition for one?
No, I replaced Jackie Mason with the part. Jackie was sent to the part, and then he had too many nightclub engagements, and he told Stanley Kramer, and Mr. Kramer said thank you very much and fired him. And they needed a replacement for him, and I was up for a different part of the picture. I was up for the role of Jules Weaver did, the assistant to Everett in the sequence with Sid and Edie Adams. But now they had my agent, Meyer, Michigan, recommended me for this part, and Ann Kramer, who was Stanley Kramer's first wife, cast me in the picture. I didn't audition for them.
Were any actors or stuntmen injured during the filming?
Yes. Bill Silvers was injured. The sequence where he had to be pushed against the gasoline pump. Well, they gave Phil elbow pads and knee
How
pads.
long did it take to shoot your scenes?
We shot it in 2 weeks. And one afternoon, we were told to see.
The Flintstones is celebrating 30 years of television. I mean, it's been a long time. How do you think it was so successful?
Well, first of all, doesn't seem like a long time. When we think of it, all of a sudden it's 30 years and we're celebrating, but we're delightful. Why is it so successful? Basically, I think a novelty look gave people doing situation comedy and good stories. That's what I think. And the voices.
Yeah, I was going to say, and the voices have contributed a lot to it. And I think also the gags that have been inserted into those. I'm talking now about the gimmicks, like the elephant car wash, or the elephant that they use for the shower, or the warthog underneath the sink that serves as a live garbage disposal. And then we've had introduced into it a lot of new live action personalities, like Stony Curtis, Gary Granite, Ann Margaret. And Ann Margaret came to the studio and sang a song to our new edition, and we gave birth to a baby, which is an exciting sequence when we did that show.
I heard that Hertzfeld on the same evening.
Exactly,
Yes.
right. Yeah, that Jean Vanderpump.
Yeah, that's an interesting coincidence.
Well, we tell her to do that, we wrote it in the script.
Now you also work with Kaplan.
Oh yeah, Mel, all those little bird characters and all those crazy little sounds of these creatures that we used in the Polaroid camera and on the typewriter. And as Bill was saying, for instance, Wilma goes out to hang up her laundry, she has these little birds and she hangs them upside down and their beaks hold the laundry and all that. Well, Mel did all of those voices. He was just wonderful.
Besides doing Bonnie.
And he was Bonnie, who was Fred's conscience.
Yeah.
Now, cartoons these days, video games,
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I think that a lot of it is maybe gets on the air and maybe makes it a season, but I think most of that is fad material. And I feel that it comes and goes and will probably continue to do that. But I think to have something that is going to endure, it has to have a lot more substance than some of those, let's say, fad cartoons that are on there. The stories are so well done in the Flintstones, the voices so well cast, and the whole makeup of the show with the introduction of these other things. To me, I think to have something endure, you have to have more than just
it went so smoothly. I would get an idea, and I would start drawing it up right away. I would start drawing. In fact, it went even like this. If I flew to New York, on the way to New York, I'd have a piece of paper on my lap, and I would do a Yogi Bear story. Sketch it. Call for layouts, call for close-up. When I went back the other way, I would do a Huckleberry Hound story. By the time I took this trip back, I saw the two stories. Turn them right over to the layout and put them into it. And that's how they evolved. I just kept doing it. I also kept dreaming up the character. Which, see, the thing that I was avoiding, there was too many meetings where people were supposed to come up with story comfort. And it was wasting time. You get 12 people in a room, 18 people to develop a story. You can't do it. Too many opinions, too many people jumping on each other, trying to top it. I never had that. Once I finished the college, I started. Same thing happened when I was done with the hospital. Then we brought in stories. We were able to do more work. We had Lee, Vaughn, Foster, Mike Myers, Mike O'Neill. When we did the start of the Flintstones, we even brought in the writers from Honeymoon. We brought in a writer from the Honeymoon. It was $3,000 bucks. Terrible. And the reason being is that he just wrote words. I mean, it was all dialogue. He had no visual dialogue, no chasing, no nothing, just dialogue. Yak, 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 yak. Which is a very much of a... The Honeymooners had a lot of dialogue, but it was their expression and Connie's attitude that made it work. Well, when you're doing an animation thing, you better go beyond that. You can't have just two people making faces. You have to move it. We found our niche. It was easy to just keep working that way instead of trying anything else. I mean, it was working so well, why do anything else? So it just worked that way. I mean, Bill was very happy to just keep timing him because he was so swamped with all the shows that I turned over to him. And I was swamped. So I had another